What is up, everybody? This is Edward back with another video, another episode of Everybody Hates Black Men. I am your host, Edward Anderson. And today, what we're going to talk about is you see the title. And shout out to Grinch because Grinch kind of inspired this. So I'm definitely gonna check him out in the community tab. And to be fair, I didn't listen to his whole video. This is not really a response to Grinch. This is more of just something me wanting to add on to something that he was talking about. Also, Marcus Brown has a video as well. He's one of the OGs in this space. He's been doing the sailor thing. So definitely check him out in my community tab. Shout out to you, Marty, as well as all of the polls that I put up. If you haven't answered them, definitely answer it. We got some fun ones like Chloe Bailey versus Lori Harvey. It was interesting to see in some of the comments you all have and how that's turning out. We've got, how do you plan on dealing with economics? What do you plan on focusing on that? A couple of stuff in the poll. So always scroll down the community tab because I'm probably more active in the community tab than anything else. Also, yes, I will be starting a TikTok. And so I definitely want you all, even if you don't got a TikTok, get a TikTok. Definitely support me on TikTok. What I'm gonna be doing on my TikTok is they're gonna be shortened versions of kind of the videos that I do here with some of the uploads. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of uploads over there, but in all of those videos won't necessarily make it to me making an actual video. So we really gonna make that fire. So definitely do that. And I'll give y'all the information and details with that going down like pretty soon. So anyway, Grinch did a video and I'm gonna share it in the community tab. I don't think it's shared right now. And one of the things he was talking about when he's talking about this, it's something that the conversation, he was basically giving his thoughts on the conversation it's always had as far as average at best, average at best women, not what average at best men, the idea of what average at best and all of this. And so I listened to about 3 minutes of it, 4 minutes of it. So to be fair, these are my own thoughts. These are not based on what he said. I just want to give y'all credit. That's where I got this from. Also, if you're subscribed to me, you should be subscribed to him. We had a really good conversation also on yesterday about stuff as far as where the space is going, some of the stuff we need to do. Just want to say that, not gonna say what the conversation was. So man, I definitely appreciate that. Shout out to Most Famous Nobody, much appreciated. I see you're saying he was spot on. Yeah, I mean Grinch is usually spot on. So I'm definitely gonna, I gotta go out, but I wanted to record this and I'll probably finish it. But I want to give my thoughts on this. I just want to let you know I've only seen a couple minutes of video, so this is not based on what his video said. This is based on that one point. Because I said, you know what, I'll do a video on that. Also, I need to do a straight StreamYard video with just me, because I want to do some analytics stuff to see how that goes. Definitely I understand why you all don't share, but definitely like the video. Definitely like the video. And make sure you all support. You all have been doing a bang job supporting it. So I definitely want to build up the stuff I said I'm gonna do. Anyway, let's jump right into it. So Grinch was talking about various things on how women want dudes that are above average and men want women that are above average. He basically said that men do it too. And although that can be true, I think one of the things that I think a lot of dudes do, not even dudes, a lot of women do in particular, and this is something Rebecca Lynn Pope did when she said that women have higher standards. And then on the roommates and other stuff, she tried to clean it up by saying, well, because Instagram is there, men have a bigger appetite than they otherwise would. I want to break that shit down a little bit. I want to break that down. Yeah, as far as the Lori Harvey versus Chloe poll, it's interesting because I didn't intend on doing this, but it makes sense based on what your comments are. Lori Harvey has a much more classical, universal beauty versus Chloe Harvey is more if a black man could basically create what they want this beautiful. I think Chloe Bailey most likely what comes out of that because of the body part. And a lot of y'all are saying Lori beats her in face, Chloe wins in body, but Lori ain't without a body, and Chloe ain't necessarily without a face. So it's good how that's coming up. Like I said, I got a smart group, so very fun. We'll be doing stuff like that going forward a little bit. It's a little bit of that. I'll try to make it age equivalent as well. So little stuff like that to be fun and not be so serious. So anyway, Here's my take on the average and best thing and stuff like that. Yes, everybody knows, and he agreed that women, you got average women wanting above average men because that's the 80-20 rule. That's always existed. That's not anything new. That's not anything new. The 80-20 rule is not anything new. It's just that folks like women like to sell the idea, create the narrative that they're victims of society or not being able to have choices. And that way they can get resources based on being victims. You got to remember, women equate being victims to getting easy resources. So they always have a narrative ready to do that. But the main thing I want to jump on is the guy element of it. And like I said, Rebecca Lynn Pope tried to put this out here that men have a greater appetite because of social media and Instagram. So it's true for men too. But this is actually not true. Here's the truth. Men have this thing called sexual access, this problem where men cannot get ready-made sexual access, and it's very taboo in this society to trip, especially in the black community. You don't want to be known as a trick. And in a greater society, I would argue it's not, because of the Puritan society this country is based on, is not really, there's a reason why prostitution is illegal. And even when they're like decriminalizing it, it's still going to be illegal for dudes to actually solicit it, which means you can still get locked up. At that point, it's just up to them, which I don't think you should make any law like that. If it's going to be decriminalized, if you're going to criminalize dudes at all, then you need to go ahead and make it fully legal and cut the BS. You just need to stop doing that. Because that, to me, that's bull. I don't even think that should even be constitutional, to be honest with you. But that's a topic of another day. Also, be looking at that. I got the Trey Songz being accused of being sexual assault by Dylan. That's coming out. I'm actually working on that. I stopped that to do this. So anyway, here's where what Rebecca said was kind of BS though. The reality is that because men have this thing called sexual access, this problem, that men have to negotiate with women in a way that women don't have to negotiate with men. Women can get easy sexual access, and quite frankly, women can get easier good quality sex from men than men can get it from women, because women don't really have to worry about a sexual access problem. Let's look at it like YouTube. With YouTube, you want to get views, but what really makes the money is the watch time. So it's not enough to get a whole bunch of views. You get a whole bunch of views, but nobody's watching your stuff at any significant amount of or they're just leaving as soon as they click. You can't really get money off of ads, super chats, what have you. Women can get the views. Their problem is the watch time. Men have to get the views. So they have to get past that gate. So because of that, men have to work harder and negotiate in ways that women don't want to. So when women are settling, women are not talking about sexual access. It's much more likely that a unattractive female will get sex from what women would find an attractive male or a top tier male than men would get those same things. Unless that dude has tangible benefits like social status, my currencies, economic currency, social currency. He's known to have sexual currency, what have you. Women don't have to operate over feminine. Women don't have to have sexual charisma like men have to have masculine charisma. We all know this. So men, but here's the thing, Rico, men can't be delusional. You live in a society where you can't be that. The natural way things are, even now, still puts the vast majority. Jason Black even talked about that on that concubine video. When the chick called in, it was like the last 20 minutes. He told her. And the way women will try to argue it is that men have the same amount of sexual access that men do. Men have the same amount of sexual access that women do. This is not true. And Grinch wasn't talking about none of this. So this is just in general what I'm saying. This is not true. But you will have people that will try to argue that. You arguing that is like you saying that black men have just as much control over over black women as white men do white women. That's ridiculous. You still had somebody put an article out there though that said black men are the white men of the black community. You'll never hear nobody say that black women are the white men of the black community. You'll never hear that. So you have people that, based on ignorance, based on what they don't know, based on they've never exposed to the information. Shout out to Judzilla. They have no choice but to accept certain things because they don't critically think enough to operate on something else. So when we have this conversation, one thing that needs to be, whether it's a woman or a man, you need to ask a dude, do you believe that women have that the average woman has much more sexual access than the average man? We're not even talking about sexual quality. We're just talking about sexual access. If that is not an immediate yes, if that's like I gotta think about it, or you're trying to find out what the good answer, that tells me everything I need to know about the person that I'm having this conversation with. That tells me everything, because that's obvious. That's like me asking, would you agree that white people have more money than black people? That's not even that's not debatable. That's not a nuanced conversation. It's not. And it's so bad to the point where even ugly women, fat women, we're not having no conversation about short men having sexual access. We're not having that conversation. But we do have a conversation about fat women having sexual access, whether they're black, white, or otherwise. So all these things we assume people understand when you come to the average at best conversation. Even that woman, when you look at what that woman that video was had with, when she said, "Why do you think you deserve this dude?" The only thing she wanted to lean on was, "I want somebody economically equally yoked." And I really almost I should have titled this video, and I might title it, I might change the title, or at least add on to the title, when your money writes checks, your beauty can't cash. And this is also something that was kind of briefly talked about on Bernard Riley's thing too, so you can call this a Bernard Riley's after stream. But the thing is, it doesn't matter how much money you make. Yeah, unless like you can buy a nigga, but even if you buy a nigga, that's not your nigga. That dude could cheat, do whatever. But that's what you'll have to do. Fantasia understood that and cut a deal. Fantasia got that. If you look at Fantasia's situation, she understood that and got a deal. But the reality of the situation is you got women that they're literally approaching men like men. They're leading with their careers, their jobs, all that. Like, people don't understand how ridiculously insane that is for a woman to do that. Do you understand how socially inept you have to be to do that? And that is actually built into black female culture. So my point is focusing on the dudes. This is not true. The only place, to be fair, the only place that you see the dudes might act that way, where they're entitled to like very beautiful women, is when they got money. That's the only time. The only time. Let's say you're a short nigga, and you also don't have anything that like compensates for that, like physically, but you got paper. Then yeah, you might be more entitled. That's the only like exception. That's the main exception to that rule. Is that, and that's because at the end of the day, you know, women want money and you can buy your way into it. Now in black culture, that is very taboo, because you want a woman that wants you for you, even though that's actually a delusion in and of itself, because very few black men have demonstrated a woman is actually submitting to you. Very few black men have actually shown that. So a woman, just because a woman is sexually attracted to you, that doesn't mean she's submitting to you. That means she wants something from you. But dudes, that's like the best that black men can hope for. So that's what black men tend to lean on. But the reality of the situation is that, let's be very clear here. It is not, men are not like the dudes that quote unquote do it too. The society does not validate that. If you're a guy and you're saying, I want, like SWP used to say it about, I was promised, shout out to Justin March for the $5 super sticker, much appreciated. You all know what the Cash App is as well. Make sure y'all support that. If you're a guy and let's say you say, I'm older Kerry Washington, I got a good career, I got blase, blase, blah. You know, I got this. That don't mean nothing. Your career and you being a good black man, where's my Kerry Washington? Even dudes are going to tell you, you need charisma, you need game, you need that edge. There is no, if I do get a good job, even if you make 6 figures, that don't guarantee you a quality chick in the black community. Ain't no thing with like, well, if you make, no matter, unless you like are just absolutely repulsive, there is no situation where it's gonna be, well, if you make like, let's say low six figures, like right at six figures. So you make like 8,800 a month or something like that. And so you just tiptoeing in it, but you've consistently been there. But you short, and let's say short is like 5'7". Shout out to Roosevelt Malls for the $10 super sticker. Much appreciated. Like, not even like something that you're just a complete anomaly on something. You know, we can even argue 5'8", really. And we're dealing just with ADOS black women. There's nothing to say if you got a good job, good this, that you guarantee like a 6 and up. That you should be able to get a 6 and up without no problems, minus game, minus charisma, minus that. That's not the culture you're in. Not in black culture. Now, if you go into other cultures, you're going to probably be able to get at least a 6 in those groups because there's other factors and things they're being looked at. I mean, shout out to Ricky on Bernard's stuff. He was talking about that. And I'm probably going to interview him down the road. Oh, yeah, I got an email TJ. Yeah. So, yeah. So, other communities, and it's not to say other communities are perfect, but there are more structure in that way because that's still value there versus women we know looks at sex first. That's their culture. Black women look at sex and looks first. And then they try to create the nigga once you have the looks. Their foundation is not security. Their foundation is the looks. So my point is, dudes are socialized with that. So if you sit here and you talk about, I want this, and I'm gonna prove it. I'll prove it. I will prove it. 50 Cent, Jeezy, when you look at a lot of these rappers, look at their baby mamas before they got on. What do they baby mamas look like before they got on? They baby mamas look basic, average black woman. What do the women, their baby mamas look like once they got on? 50s, Jeezy, all of that. Complete difference. Complete absolute difference. That's where that when he get on, he gonna leave your ass for a white girl shit comes from. Complete difference. And these are not dudes that they don't have edge, they don't have the normal, like the black shit that folks say they want, minus the economics. With them, their issue is economics. Because all these dudes were pulling before they got on. Kanye even. All of them. Complete difference. And so, and you can look, I can show you any rapper with maybe the exception of dudes like maybe like T.I. or dudes that are like known for their looks. And those are a couple of dudes. But for the most part, you look at all your rappers that got all this social status. Remember, Smirgo said that rappers got more pull with females than NBA players. And so that's why I focus on rappers. But they all, for the most part, got the nigga juice, the air. They got all of that. So you can't say, okay, well, let's take the money out and give them that and what it is. No. And then when they got on, the women they got were completely different. And by the way, the women they got on were not subject to that same culture where edge and all of that was extremely, extremely important. They got with them because of social status and money. The women they eventually got. And this is why a lot of times black women get so butthurt on that. But the reason why they lose out on that is because there is not enough black women that are fresh, like your Chloe Baileys and all of that with body and face, or Lori Harveys that are really out there ready to be snatched up. It ain't. What it is a lot of these women that look good are just being ran through. And this is not to say other women aren't either, but black women are the only ones that will really put that out there like that. Like, because they do it as a form of defiance. So my point is, going back to the dudes, is let's be clear here. Saying that dudes are basically, now that's true for white men. White men are on to that because white men are naturally told that they can be entitled. Black men are not told that. Black men are told very early that there is a sexual hierarchy amongst men. And even the men reinforce that in the black community. So this is where me having this conversation with Sub-Zero comes in. Sub-Zero did a video literally titled Can attractive black men, tall, attractive, he could have said attractive versus unattractive, but he made you understood what he meant. Can tall, which is a beauty marker black women want, it's a universal beauty marker. Can tall, attractive black men relate to tall, short, unattractive black men? And that is not abnormal for a black man to think that way in our community. So it is very much known, even on the black male side. And this is where you got people like fucking Sir Ism. They always want to talk about what somebody crying about. Oh, the fact that you talk about women mean you don't get women. The reality of the situation is black men reinforce those gynocentric codes. So when people try to come to the table and say, well, we both do it too, the women reinforce never settle. The men reinforce get in how you fit in. And if you don't, you better figure a way to convince that chick to open her legs. Otherwise, just deal with it. But don't leave the community though. Don't make your own rules. You stay with the ADOS. Now, obviously, don't make your own. That's what these dudes, because under the grounds of being pro-black. Don't do that. Because then when dudes with money do it, now we're talking about wealth and all of this. It's like, well, if you really believed in keeping the wealth in the community, then you would give them a reason to do that. So again, my overall point is, because this is something I've heard other dudes say too. It's not equal. It's almost not even statistically significant to be equal. Men get if black men, think about it. Black women have higher standards than non-black women in this country because their standards are really predicated on being defiant to black men. The reality is their high standards, because we all know when we start switching it out and removing black men from the equation and adding, or the variable, and adding in non-black men, all of a sudden their standards become normalized. Or not only do they become normalized, black women's standards become more equivalent to where their position beauty-wise is looked upon in this country, which is they tend to take what they can get. They know they can only pull that in the black community. So therefore, a lot of their standards is really predicated on their resentment to black men. Black men are literally the opposite. Black men are considered the garbage men of the black community. Both of these things cannot be true at the same time. And yes, I understand, like I don't have garbage man standards. But my thing though is I'm not the idea, because this is what a lot of people will take it. They'll try to take it and say, well, the manosphere is full of dudes that they really want 8s, 9s, and 10s, and they can't get that, so they just crying. No, because your biological imperative, especially amongst black men, is going to override that. This is why so many black men are having sex with fat women. Your biological imperative is going. You are not going to not have. White men are more likely to be incels, even because think about it. White men can be below average and run through black women as far as sexual access. It may not be 8s, 9s, or 10s, although you don't have to be above average to get 8s, 9s, and 10s if you're white, but they definitely can get 5 and 6s that are in shape. They choose that. Black men don't choose it. Black men to say, I'll get in with what I can fit in. So whenever a woman tries to bring this argument up that black men are the same way as far as appetite, that's a lie. That's an outright lie. And they know that's a lie. They know that's a lie. They know that's not true. Because if that was true, then dudes would just hop. Dudes would have been hopped as soon as any inkling of gate was being open. They wouldn't be waiting until the Z's for that to be done en masse. Rico Rogers, the $5 said, most average men aim for average women. Liking an IG model pics ain't the same as actually believing you can have that. Men do it too. Is absolutely true. And I think that's where a lot of women try to go for. Shout out to Don DeMarco for the $5 cash app. I think that's where a lot of women try to go with it, because they always going to argue something from a basic standpoint. Their only argument on things is going to be you do it too, because that's their way of absolving themselves from accountability to what they do. So and so the dudes that have high standards, dudes' standards are generally predicated on what they can get because sexual access dictates for you to do that. So if you're a guy with high standards, that means you've gotten. And when I say gotten it, I'm not talking about once. And Instagram, nigga, let's be clear here. Just because a nigga jacking off on Instagram pics do not mean dudes are actually believing they're entitled to that level of shit. That is not how that works. This is why generally when we have these conversations are always predicated on what do men need to do to get it. Women are not asking that. Women are asking what are they owed, and it is the society's fault that they're not getting it, or black men's fault that they don't have it. That conversation is not what's being had in the manosphere in any kind of way. Because dudes even are talking about you got to give game. Something to where the woman is you're giving what the woman wants, whether it's emotional currency, because that's essentially what game is. Outside of pre-qualification, game is emotional currency. It's basically emotional currency or charisma, the ability to basically hack her emotions in order to put her in a situation where she's down to have sex. That's what game is. So an emotional currency is something I don't really talk about, but that's what black men generally try to trade in more than anything. Is emotional currency, which is why I'm a proponent of mode one, because I'm more like saying you all need to man up and just accept the woman rejecting you, and you need to make her give you an up and down vote. Shout out to Black Who Strikes with the $5 super chat. I don't put stock into the so-called future of black people. Black men are going to sell each other out. The dumb SYS being debate proves it. Absolutely. Absolutely, Georgia boy. Black Who. Georgia Boy says, I think the internet has changed dude's reality on what he can get. That's my opinion, though. Of course, that's your opinion, though. And that opinion is very much in line with generally how you think. Generally how you think. You think black men are the problem, the only problem, the end. The reality of the situation is so if that's true, explain to me why black men are still fucking these fat bitches then. Georgia boy, explain to me why black men are still fucking fat women if the internet has changed their opinions on it. Black men's sexual habits have not changed in fucking 30 years. The only thing is black men are not playing the stepdaddy role as much. And that can be predicated on how open the sexual market is now. Women weren't throwing it overtly as much as they were back then. Women were not as overt about it now. They're way more overt about it now than they were back in the day, although they were doing a little bit. So of course you're gonna believe that. Of course you're gonna believe that. But you show me any evidence of that feeling that you have. Like, really go into detail. Explain. No. Explain to me. That's cool, but then why would you say? But my problem with what you said, Georgia boy, is you were in a conversation in real life that we have this, right? Shout out to FH Holiday for the $10. One of my best supporters with the Cash App. This is what you'll do, and this is where, Nick, this is some weak shit. I just gotta say, you'll be sitting down and you'll have if something ever broke this conversation and there's females around, what you would do is you would say the first thing you said, but you wouldn't say the second thing. You would allow somebody like me to be considered socially inept because the women are just naturally, women will look for a nigga like you that's willing to play the fence. And so I'll say that's not statistically significant. You're talking about the men that can get women, the men that have the law of competition on their side. Sure, Instagram has changed them, but they can get what they want. That's the difference. So they're not complaining at all about anything. And that's, if anything, what the women are complaining about. Make sure you all like and subscribe, yo. Make sure you like and subscribe. This is some real shit I'm spitting. So the reality is, it doesn't matter what the internet is doing to men, because every other area of activity, the women, you live in a society right now that if you're a man that you think that way, that is detrimental to your quality of life. Because you can get put on a sex. If you're, let's say you're a dude and you think you're entitled. Let's say you're a dude and you think you're entitled. Let's say you're a manager, you make money, whatever, and you're entitled to talking to a certain type of woman. Do you not understand you can catch a sexual harassment case so easily? We already know how vulnerable black men are to get fired. Do you understand that if you walk up to too many females approaching them and you ain't doing it just the right way, you can be caught up on a harassing charge? Everything in this society, including legally, tells you as a man. And here's the thing. Harassing, the difference between sexual harassment is generally if the woman is receptive to the approach in the workplace. If you a dude that women like to pass you around, they're not going to call that sexual harassment. So my point is, everything in this society tells men very tangibly, very directly, know your place. That is not true for women. For women, you have Lizzo, blah, blah, and you say it's 10 times, but you won't say that in a real conversation. In a real conversation, you'll say the first thing, not say the second thing. And that's the main thing I really wanted to talk about in this video, is the society compensates for that. The society, under trying to sell women products and services, will lie to women and allow women to believe that fantasy outside of social media. But that is not true with men or black men in general now, because even white men are being knocked down a peg. But black men have always been told that. So to try to say, to try to make it like it's equal, but even you said it's 10 times. We can't, like, that is arguing shit from completely different vantage points. Yeah, shout out to Obsidian. And then with black people, see, that's that Lapeef shit. They'll try to have that argument and then make it like it's an equally yoked argument. But because black people want to buy into the narrative, they want to buy into this, like Doctor Strange, the mirror universe, where it's the mirror world, where it's like the same as our world, except you can bend shit, twist shit, buildings are falling into other buildings on some crazy shit. Y'all saw Spider-Man No Way Home, most of you. You should have saw that by now. And you're going to see that with Doctor Strange. Y'all saw the first Doctor Strange, where it's the world, but everything can be bent. This is how black people argue these conversations. And really, I'm using what Grinch said as a jumping off point. This ain't about Grinch at all. I wouldn't share his stuff as much as I do if I didn't agree with it. But we got to look at the dudes that social media changed their opinions are the dudes that can actually get what they want. For the dudes that can't, like, we're not talking, and see, there's spectrums to that. I'm talking about the top 20, 10%. And then the dudes that can still kind of get what they want, they still got to negotiate. It's not binary. Women is very binary because women have this thing. So to even argue that men are any kind of level, and the truth is, even those guys that can get what they want, those guys are not as entitled as other men of other races in the same level as they are. Black men, no matter what race you are always in America. African-American men are always going to be more negotiable. So if you talk about black men that are millionaires, they will always negotiate more than a white man that's a millionaire. Because black men still fundamentally feel like white men are just going to buy their way into it. Black men don't like to do that. Shout out to Trail Brentley, support for black male content. Keep cussing them out. It ain't about me cussing them out so much as I'm just saying what it is. I'm trying to minimize the cussing. As you can see, that's going to be a work in progress. Yeah, male sevens negotiate with female fives, especially in the black community. Yeah, me and Grit should do a collab. Trust me, it's coming. Shout out to Harambe for the $5 super chat. Keep going there. Content is fire. Absolutely. And shout out to Black Huru. Outside the black community, having a good job makes you eligible for a decent woman. This is Evan Bizarro. Absolutely. And the problem I have is black men buy into that. That's the issue. We got dudes, like literally that big mic drop dude. Like, let me pull that shit from Bernard, see if I can pull it. I'm gonna pull it before I got up just to highlight what I'm talking about. Just to highlight what I'm talking about, to give y'all a little bit of content. Like I said, man, make sure y'all support the video. Check in with a like. Check in with a like. So we're gonna listen to this real quick. Gotta be quick on that draw, quick on that draw. All right, we're gonna listen to this real quick. Shout out to Casual Observer for the $5 $2 super chat. Manosphere Awards, best solo streamer, Edward Anderson. Much appreciated. All right, so let's play this. Press 1 if y'all can hear it.
Yes, they are. No, their value is their beauty, period. And
but Jane, game changer. Don't
that you're getting the same chick is
an argument to try to imply that everybody should do this. But
no, I'm not saying everybody. No, it's definitely gonna be a percentage that it's always been. I got a Korean aunt due to my granddad, so you know it is what it is.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
GC, hold on. Yeah, GC was trying to jump in, and somebody got some weird background. It's like a plane or something just flew.
Yeah, it was an airplane. I stay by the airport.
Okay, yeah, you need to get on one of those planes and just don't get off. Just stay on it. All right.
But what about
go ahead, game changer.
All right.
Oh, was that OG that said he stayed by the airport?
No, that was me.
I thought that was OG. That's what I told him.
Damn, nigga.
You just get on one of them planes.
It's all good. You're picking at me, bro. It's all good.
No. I mean, me and OG got an ongoing thing where we just clown each other. I thought that was OG that said that. But go ahead, GC.
No, but to say that they're the same, brother, is way off base. Is way off base. Listen, I agree that, women nature is women nature, and that's universal. But to say that, women from, developing countries are the same as...
Yeah, I don't... My thing is, I'm... Again, and I don't mean to cut this because I want to let this play out. But my argument, and shout out to Bernard Riley, we need to definitely try to get Bernard Riley at 10,000 subscribers. That should be like an ongoing thing for the next 90 days. Because Bernard definitely is the truth with that. And he's put a lot of investment into stuff. But when you say all women are the same, yes, we understand female nature. But the reality is, let these dudes find out. Why are y'all saying that? Like, I'm not afraid to tell black women to date non-black men and find out for yourself. I'm not about to tell you what these dudes gonna do, what they think of you, race and all that. Go get what you want. If you think you have the best deal for whatever opposing group, you should not be afraid to tell them. If you think you can do better, go. If you think you can beat our prices, go do it. Walmart is not afraid to do that. Walmart ain't even afraid of Amazon with that. You know what I'm saying? And so that tells you everything right there. Let's go.
From the U.S. is not giving credit, and also just
shout out to BGS.
Beauty alone pales in comparison. And I'm talking about the bell curve. Of course, our hottest is hotter than their hottest. Very likely. However, on the bell curve, their middle is leaps and bounds above the American, particularly the Black American.
Yeah, you appreciate the 250 views. That's definitely good. That's a good sign as far as where the channel is going. Make sure you check out my Antonio Brown video, in which I do a quick breakdown. That video is only 6 minutes. Yeah, I know I'm not lying. It's 6 minutes and 14 seconds. So definitely check that out. even if you got to play that 1.5 playback speed. Also check out the video I did on Dre, and I gave a 4 on that. And also check out the video that's going to be upcoming, which is the video I'm going to do on Trey Songz and Dylan. I actually got everything but the recording on that. So those uploads are coming. So make sure, always come back to my channel. Type in Edwin Anderson, it'll pop up. Come back to my channel because sometimes YouTube is not going to tell you when my videos are there. So I pretty much do uploads daily, live streams daily. Y'all already know that. If you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe. Check it out. Look under the hood. Good time to subscribe. There's a lot of good things going. Definitely like the video as well.
You know, so to say that you're getting the same chick is not true at all. Like when I talk about the 2 people that I know that married Filipino women, these are women who are prettier than these guys are handsome by leaps and bounds. You know, these are the type of women that would ignore these guys based on the guy's physical appearance, were they American women. So let's be clear, just that alone shows that they're completely different, you know, in that regard.
Yeah, we're at 120 likes. Let's try to get that above 150. Let's try to get that above 150.
And a woman's physical beauty is the bulk of her worth.
Well, when they get to America, they automatically become American women.
That's a lie.
I'm telling you.
That's a lie. It usually takes like 1 or 2 generations for that to happen. And again, notice how he keeps saying this stuff. The goal is to get these dudes to not try. This isn't even my main point, but this is before I got on here. So before I got him animated. So this is the same stuff to females. I'm gonna start calling these dudes transsexuals. This is the same stuff that these chicks are saying. This is literally word for word the same things Courtney was saying on Pablo stuff when I was talking to her.
Yeah, you're talking about mentality.
Whatever she was
you're
doing in the village in the Philippines,
and I get that.
When she gets here, her beauty affords her all the options of an American woman. The transition don't take long. That's all I'm saying.
That's actually not true.
Some transitions, some don't. And
it don't take long. She's not gonna be
that's like it's one of those things where it's not as he wants to make it like it's an absolute. It's not. It's really, I don't even want to say 50-50. It's really more 50-50. And the truth is, if they do transition really quick, it's because they were always like that. But that's another thing. Dudes are not necessarily in the passport community advocating to bring women back to the United States anyway. That's an option, but that's not like an option is being said like that's what you should be doing.
The homely walking 3 steps behind you in 6 months after she gets here.
Well, yeah, once again, some do and some don't in that regard. But I'm just saying, to say that they're the same, they're not the same. Because instead, even if she does turn into an American woman, he now has a beautiful American
And let's be clear, we're talking about, you call it American women, but we're talking about black women. Now, this is not to say that there's not Western world problems, but even amongst the West, remember, black people are 20 years ahead of anything. So we're 20 years ahead of this crap. Remember that.
Woman, when he probably would have gotten an average at best American woman had he stayed in America.
Dealing with the same bullshit, if not worse.
Let's be clear. You know, you do get a better deal there. Just like, you know, I get better oranges when I go to Florida and better corn when I go to Nebraska. Like, you know, or
fucking game changer.
Better cheese when I go to California. It's certain places make better stuff.
You can't compare a woman to a commodity.
Right.
You compare a woman to a commodity, bro.
Yes, I can.
Your income doesn't dictate what type of woman you should pursue. That's only true. That's only true in the Black America. That's not true nowhere else. And in the Western world, it's more truer than it is outside the Western world. That only applies in Black America. And there's a lot of black men, because black men don't want to economically compete. They have an incentive of keeping stuff that way. This is why dudes don't like older black men dealing with younger women, even if they got paper. Because, dude, there's a lot of dudes that are on the gynocracy team by way of sexual access treachery, and they want to keep it this way because they know they're gonna win. So that's why the black community is where it is, and people like to act like they don't know.
No, you can't. That's your counterpart.
Because commodities don't have option game.
Who are prettier than these guys are handsome by leaps and bounds. These are the type of women that would ignore these guys based on the guy's physical appearance, were they American women. So let's be clear, just that alone shows that they're completely different, you know, um, in that regard. And a woman's
Now,
physical beauty is the bulk of her worth.
well, when they get to America, they automatically become American women. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, you're talking
So
about
whatever.
And it's funny shit. Like, the thing about this too is he had the nerve to say, "I'm the talking points dude." This dude ain't got nothing but talking points. Because because if you listen to this conversation, Game Changer's giving examples and details on certain things, but all this dude is really doing is just throwing another talking point for somebody to like hurdle over. That's what he's doing. He's not really explaining anything. He's just throwing talking points. This is right before I got on.
mentality.
Like 10 minutes.
She was
You're
doing
talking
in the
about
village in the
mentality, and I
Philippines.
get that.
Once she gets here, her beauty of course.
Number one, we're not getting women out of villages in the Philippines. You're getting them from dang, I done blanked on the name. All these chicks are not coming for villages. Like, y'all really be thinking about these folks are really like, you really think we getting chicks that can't read? And I don't want to cuss because y'all know what I want to say. I'm gonna just say it. You motherfuckers really think we getting bitches that can't read and fucking write? That's really what y'all think we really getting at. And this is oh man.
Sir, all the options of an American woman, the transition don't take long. That's all I'm saying.
Some transitions, some don't. And I
It
agree
don't
with
take
that.
long. She's not gonna be the homely walking 3 steps behind you in 6 months after she gets here.
Well, yeah, once again, some do and some don't in that regard. But I'm just saying, to say that they're the same, they're not the same. Because instead, even if she does turn into an American woman, he now has a beautiful American woman when he probably would have gotten an average at best American woman had he stayed in America. Let's be clear, you do get a better deal there. Just like, I get better oranges when I go to Florida and better corn when I go to Nebraska, like, or better cheese when I go to California. It's certain places make better stuff.
You can't compare a woman to a
you're
commodity,
right.
dude. You
Yeah,
compare
I'm-
a woman to a commodity, bro.
Yes, I
You
can.
can't
I
do that. No, you can't. That's
Yes,
your
I
that's
can,
your
and I do.
counterpart.
Yes.
Because commodities don't have
Dude, we compare women to cars all the time. What are you talking about? Women, yes, women have traditionally, up until Western culture, been a commodity. This is why the women and children are not killed, and the men are killed when it comes to war. Women are considered spoils of war. And yes, you can compare. This is why I talk when you look, because think about it. When you're dealing with because here's the thing, them chicks compare your ass to a commodity. They compare your ass to your utility. Talking about that's your counterpart. Oh my God. This is all before I got on here, yo. Exactly, Pablo. And a lot of the women I dated overseas had a degree. Like, you have no idea how educated these females are. And even the ones that don't have a degree, they got to work their ass off in a lot of ways because they don't have as much. Like, these dudes are so this is literally Raccoon City logic. This is literally Raccoon City logic. This is a fucking Resident Evil zombie here. That's what I'm start calling them old niggas. Go ahead.
option game changer.
That's your human counterpart.
There's your human counter. You think they don't look? You think black women don't objectify you? This nigga.
No, they are a commodity. Their
They're
value
not.
is
They're
their
your
beauty.
human
Yes, they are.
counterpart. They're human
Yes, they
beings.
are. No, their value is their beauty. Period.
Black women's lives matter.
And
But
some
Jay-
Ass nigga.
Game changer. Don't you understand that
So
what you just said was really the options of the people from the way that their country is ran, and so as soon as they get better options, they turn out to be the same as
That's actually not true, and that's not how culture works. And I'm gonna tell you why J Speed is a fucking idiot. You know, if somebody's in the Nation of Islam, which they opt into unless they're born into it, they opt into that. Out of a lot of people that dudes and women, anybody tells you less than Nation of Islam, you don't generally just run to the opposite of what that is. That a lot of that training carries over with you a little bit. Like that becomes a part of who you are. Now you may not be praying Fatah doing everything they do, because usually when people leave, it's like a couple of things they're like, I can't rock with that. I can't rock with that. But usually a lot of it, people keep some of the stuff that they want to keep. So he knows that this is a lie when he says this. So if you are born in a certain place and raised in a certain place, you're not going to have the same kind of socialization. This is not to say that people are not going to change at all. But this idea, because I've seen it, but this idea that they just turn into like what a black woman is at the extreme. No, they were already kind of like that before. But y'all are making it like it's an absolute. And they know that's not true.
Anyone else? That's what I think that's what he's trying to say.
I get what he's.
Shout out to Mr. St. Vincent. You can get a feminist from Germany or Russia, and she will do 10 times more agreeable with the man than America. Absolutely, because there's a lot of, man, these dudes, they know what they talk about. Casual observer, shout for the $2. Wear the Panoy Indian Arab strags. Exactly. Shout out to Mr. C for the $5 Cash App. Much appreciated. He's definitely rising up as far as being one of my strongest supporters. Shout out to Lee Smith for the for the $20 Cash App for Mr. C. Shout out to Mr. Lee Smith for the $5. And also, by the way, fuck Joe Biden for basically making it so Cash Apps are gonna be taxed and watch. So, I blame all you niggas that voted for him. You all can all go to hell for that shit. Because congratulations, you played yourself. Anyway, I know them chicks are mad. Let's go.
I'm talking about physical beauty. I get that.
I understand physical beauty, but see, they don't see that value of physical beauty is totally different.
Hold on. One at a time.
It's different over there.
Wait a second. Okay, hold on.
Exactly, Roosevelt. So I know this is why I get so mad at J Speed. I don't necessarily get like that over people I know that they don't know or they haven't been like in the space. But J Speed knows, and I know J Speed is knowingly lying. That's why I call J Speed an agent. I don't call everybody an agent because he's knowingly lying. Because I can tell based on the experiences that I know he's had, based on what he said, that what he's saying does not hold up.
Let's let Game Changer finish whatever point he was trying to make.
No, I'm talking about physical beauty. I get that the mentality changed. I understand that the mentality changed.
I don't mean to cut it off again, but check out Glendon Cameron. If you don't like Glendon Cameron, check out Erica Williams. She both talked about it. Erica Williams said, rest in peace, Cash App, Zelle. It's not just Cash App. It's also like Venmo. And I use a lot of these for my other businesses. So yeah, this affects me really bad. But the truth is, I've had to claim my income anyway, so actually it doesn't affect me at all. I haven't used Cash App as like an under the table income source anyway. So it doesn't actually, now I think it doesn't affect me, but I know it affects a lot of people. So yeah, check out either Glendon or check out, I'll share Glendon's video and Erica's video for you. Because I know y'all still feel some type of way about Glendon. So,
but to say that they're the same is ridiculous because they're still physically more beautiful. That's what I'm saying.
All I gotta say is all they do is
wait, Kenny, let him finish.
And the bulk of a woman's value, the lion's share of a woman's value is her physical beauty. Don't tell me that an average at best chick is the same as a beautiful woman. No, that's an insult to beautiful women. Beautiful women are better. They're better at being women.
Okay, Game Changer. Then
yeah, we're gonna start calling rather than I say dick police, and I'm gonna start saying stars because that's the police department in Raccoon City. Shout out to TJ17 for the $5 super chat. Bail money for Ed before he gets taken by the Raccoon City Police Department. Much appreciated. I'm gonna need it because eventually they gonna come get my ass. Shout out to Uncle Stu from the block. Make sure you definitely support him because we need the older black men. Look, man, y'all be like, why you always promoting older niggas? Because we need older black men that are telling the goddamn truth. We need more older black men telling the truth than niggas like J Speed. So supporting a dude like Stu is taken away from a dude like J Speed. So you need to subscribe to that, man. You need to subscribe to Pablo, Shannon, even Beautiful Eyes don't need the help. He already got 11,000. So Beautiful Eyes need to start helping other dudes too. He should be helping more than I am. but he also has a Latin wife. So if y'all are a Latin girl, so y'all want to talk about, so he's also SYSBM. So yeah, him too. So we gotta inoculate the old niggas that lie. So you gotta promote the alternatives. Who you want in here? The older black men that tell the truth or the old niggas that lie? Pick. So tell the truth. So let's go. Shout out to Stu. Most people never been overseas. This is why they say crazy things about overseas women. I've been there. I know the truth. There is a difference between American women, other women. JC is not NOI. You talk J Speed? Well, he talk about it enough. Shout out for the $10. Yeah, I've been to Manila. I've been to Asia. No, they don't lie on both sides. BGS, they do not lie on both sides. They know, no. And Ease, and anybody that hears me talk about Raccoon City or all that, I got that from Ease. That is credited to Ease. So I just want to make that very clear. But let's go ahead.
Let's say this. What difference do it make if she's beautiful or ugly in that courtroom?
Nigga, we're talking about relationships. What are you talking about? You see how he just moved the goalpost right there?
It means something.
What do it mean?
First of all, I'm going to tell you something. It actually does make a difference. As somebody that's had a couple of white women, female attorneys, when I had my ticket situation, and I mean, I was a boy. That judge looked at me like I was an ain't shit dude. It was a black judge too, because I had so many tickets that I didn't pay, and it was getting to my license was getting suspended, all of that. Trust me, if she would have been just an ugly man, it wouldn't have worked out. Now she had purple hair, and it was weird, but and she was young, so she was doing one of those that. But when I saw her go and talk to those cops, the way them cops smiled, yo, yeah, it matters.
Beautiful one gonna take it just as much from you as the ugliest one. What difference do it make? They get in your bag. They get in your bag either way.
Notice how we're talking nothing about the legal and law system. Black men are not looking at what a female looks like when it comes to getting something done. What are you talking about? He just said, you know what? I can't win. That is the most clearest changeover, yo. That man.
You look at it. See, this is the narrow vision.
Hold on. Wait. OG, do you want him to answer the question or not?
Hey, go ahead.
That's agent behavior right there. His job is to basically run. That is the most clearest interference running thing I've ever seen him do.
Thank you. Listen, at the end of the day, let's just take PJ Washington. At least he could say that he smashed a baddie. I would hate to think that he went through all that crap with an ugly ass bitch.
Exactly, which a lot of y'all niggas do with these fat chicks. Y'all, how you get thrown out a house, place you stay in, you sleeping there by an ugly chick, and you ain't even got nowhere else to go. Uncle Stu, old man from the block, said, Edward, I was a Muslim for over 16 years, so I know if he's telling the truth, he is not in the nation. I said words he should have known, which he did not know. Ooh, oh shit. I can't really. I'm gonna just leave your comment as I'm never been, and I've been mentored by black men that were in the they were formerly in the nation, so I have some siblings. What I said about what I just said had to do with me having a couple of black men that mentored me on different stuff. Some of it was on my job, and others that were in the nation, but they currently are not. So that's from that experience for me personally. But I'm not even gonna touch what you said. But hey, man, I have no reason to think what you're saying ain't true. And if that is true, then that would make sense. But he always brings shit up. So that's why you never know who you trying to check, which is why you shouldn't always try to check. I know he was going at you a little bit.
Yeah, it is a small cancellation, but it is a difference. It is a difference.
I can tell you right now, if a beautiful woman shot me or an ugly woman shot me, I ain't sitting up there looking at it and saying,
what the fuck does that have to do with the argument? Dude, this has nothing. And see, I'm like, Bernard, what are you doing? Are you trying to check to see where your girl is or something? Why are you letting him, you don't even let Obsidian run this kind of fucking interference.
And goddamn, I
look, I'm like, you know what I'm looking like? I'm like, where's the call, ref? Where's the call? I'm looking at the referee. Where's the call, man? Where's the call? He fouled me. That's what J Speed is doing. He filing like a motherfucker.
I'd rather have a damn beautiful woman to shoot me. I mean, come on, man. What is the logic behind that
Hold
shit?
on, wait,
But let
OG,
me tell you about
OG, hold
Brittany
on, real
Renner.
quick.
Brittany Renner is
Okay, my bad. To be fair, I misspoke. Bernard jumped into it. He blew the whistle.
Real quick.
perception. Brittany
Real
Renner's
quick.
perception, and
Hold on,
you
let me-
use PJ Washington as the example several times. So apparently, you think Brittany's very attractive. She is,
Mhm.
but Brittany Renner is Ocean Springs, Mississippi trailer trash.
She's attractive.
She's trailer trash from Ocean
I
Springs,
get it.
Mississippi.
I get it.
Okay, so what does that have to do with any other as Thomas Sowell would say, a redneck black chick? See, he wouldn't say that about no black female. He wouldn't bring his house to say that. So what about all these ratchets? What about all these ratchets out here? What about Summer Walker? Oh no, she was just raised in a bad environment. I get it. You're playing racial loyalty. I get it. To you, it doesn't go any further than racial loyalty and shit. This is the traits of a gynocentric soldier. This Indy Stars Police Department.
Miles from where I grew up from.
She's attractive trailer
I
trash.
guarantee you.
All right,
That
let
she's
me-
Better
I
than the
guarantee you she been
unattractive
getting
trailer
trashed by
trash.
Mobile
When you're
niggas.
dealing with
I guarantee you, if she smiled at your ass, you cheat on your wife. How about that?
trash, there is certain trash that's good or better than other trash. There's old pizza versus like a freshly wrapped Hostess Twinkie or something like that.
Oh my God, game changer.
Some trash is better than others.
All right,
I don't
let me wait a minute. Let me look at it or try to explain it like this. Okay, so if you're going to be in a relationship with somebody for 10 years and you're going to end up getting a divorce, and it's going to be a nasty, ugly divorce where you're going to lose a lot of your shit. Okay, those 10 years of that relationship, not the ugly divorce, but the 10 years of that relationship, yeah, I think you would have rather it been with the most attractive woman possible that you could possibly get. And so it's almost like y'all are saying, well, if you're going to get your pockets ran either way, you might as well let an ugly bitch do it. It's like, no, it's like,
No,
Nobody's saying that,
No.
Bernard.
Yes, it does sound like that's what you're saying. Oh yeah, that is true. Stars are for the good guys. We'll get it right, Ease. We'll get it right.
You
No,
going to the
I'ma say
extreme with
this.
that bullshit.
you might
No, he not. You the one talking about legal system getting killed.
well let her
You the one that brought death into it. You the one that talk about somebody getting shot. What the fuck?
Doing
bitch
good.
do it.
Devin, something
You
okay, hold on,
might
wait, hold on. Big Mike Drop said something that I liked. Okay, go ahead and say that again.
You might as well let a useful bitch do it.
useful.
You feel me?
So you think because they ugly? Man, if you don't see me, I'm sliding back in my chair like I'm sliding down. Nigga, let me be very clear here. There's a lot of you can tell this nigga. You can tell this nigga ain't never dealt with no attractive female. Attractive female can be useful in getting other niggas to do shit. I understand what he's talking about, but you're assigning the way he's making it seem like is a nigga is gonna want a real estate agent to get a house, and then he gonna be like, well, that chick gotta be attractive. That's not how black men think. Black men are the least men that think that way. Like, what are you talking about?
It's their use. A woman's looks is her use. God damn it.
You don't see value.
Not when the pool boy and everybody else is getting between her draw legs while you were married.
Listen,
Hold on,
all
hold
these
on, OG.
people, the more
Hold on,
attractive
OG.
Sloppy seconds, sloppy thirds while you 10 years married.
All right, now,
All I'm saying is this.
hold on, wait, hold on. I gotta mute everybody. We talking at the same time. Okay, see, now y'all making an argument that basically goes. Before it was like, don't mess with the foreign women.
He got to translate they bullshit. That's what that is. Let me see. Yeah, let's try to get the likes at 200. We at 284. People watching, much appreciated. If you new here, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you like and subscribe. I do live streams daily. I do uploads daily. I'm trying to get to doing uploads daily, but I am doing live streams daily. I do rants daily. We keep it real when it's wrong. Definitely a really great dialogue and a back and forth conversation we like to have. Trying to give you things that you might not have thought before and bringing them back into context. So much appreciated. We are at 4838. I am on the road to 5,000. I wanted to get to 5,000 before the end of the turn of the year. Didn't get that. Part of that is my fault, but we definitely got some of the other goals. So definitely. And I don't want you to just subscribe, just subscribe. You can't stand me, then don't do that. Or if you like only want to talk about certain things, then cool. Much appreciate whether you subscribe or not. But if you are cool, definitely subscribe. And yes, I will start doing better thumbnails so my shit is not looking raggedy in your news feed. Let's go.
Is going to be all bad. And then so now even when talking about American women, you talking about being with attractive American women. No, don't mess with the attractive women. It's going to end up being all bad because of this. It's like, okay, can a black man say anything? Like almost like a black man has to say, I deal with average at best, ugly, or shout out to Obsidian, Jill Scott with a big chop and a Grace Jones paint job from Earl Shots. It's like we have to. It's almost like we have to say that's what we prefer and that's what we're going to deal with to not get any criticism. But if you even say I want to deal with American black women, but you do have to be attractive, and then it go back to them.
I want to see his wife, him talking this bullshit.
I want to make y'all sound like runaway slaves, but it's like, oh no, they gonna treat you bad and they gonna fuck the pool boy. It's like, come on. It's like, can a black man in America have anything without facing some type of criticism for it? It's like, I don't know.
Shout out to Don DeMarco for the $3 cash app.
Understand this.
No, but Bernard, what you don't understand. Can I get this here? What you won't say in that statement, Bernard, is the only thing we are saying there's consequences in anything in any woman that you date. There's good and there's bad.
You know what's crazy? What's crazy is remember what I said at the beginning of this video. I'm glad I played this because actually can bring this back. When you listen to how they've had this conversation now for like maybe 5, 6, 7 minutes, it's almost as if they're saying that the problem is that black men are wanting women they can't get. As if that is like the level of projection here. Like, well, the problem is black men are mad that they can't get women that are out of their league in the first place. And that's really the summation of the argument here. But at the same time, you're telling black men to stay in a enclosed environment when they have black men are 6% of the population. They have access to other women of other races. So the question is, the argument is it really black men are asking for too much, or is it black women are not up to the task? And then we like to say the top 10% of black women that are making 6 figures is a representative of all women making 6 figures. Come on, man.
Women, there's good and they're bad. It's not saying that one is better than the other, whatever. What we're saying is, don't look at the grass being greener on the other side without consequences of that grass might be turf. That's what we're saying.
Okay, so the thing is, that's up to a grown-ass man to make that determination. Nobody is never making the argument that everything is perfect, whether you go intercultural or interracial. Nobody's making that argument. What they're doing is they're making a comparison to what they deal with in the law of averages when it comes to black women. The problem is, because you can't win that argument, what you do is you try to take black women out of the equation and you try to compare non-black women or non-ADOS women to perfection versus comparing them to where they are coming from. Also, the reason why the bar is so low, and this is the good news, just to be positive, this is the good news for women like Toya, for women like Chantel Simone, for even women like Avery Woodley, she just turned 39, is the bar is so low. The bar is so low, you are being graded on a curve. So if you can beat that curve in any kind of significance, which is damn me in the negative at this point, when it comes to black women, you're going to win. So that 20% that I'm talking about, you're going to win easier than you would have won before because these dudes are comparing you to what they already know. But for the black women that are in that 80%, they don't want to make a deal. Because here's the thing. It's not just about black women and the stats. It's really about black women. It's like you want the best but give the least. And this is why I say, okay, let's solve this problem really quick and let's just interracially date. Just date out. Because you all need to really understand what you can get on the open market. Because there's nothing black men can honestly tell black women that's going to change black women's mind on that. But black women don't leave. Ultimately, they already know the answer to that question. So why have it? Why say it? We say it because this makes it so there's certain things we've explained that we don't need to keep on explaining. Like if I were to get on the Lapeef network, I would all sort of be talking about, have you ever opened your options to dating other races? And then they'd be like, well, why are you asking that? Well, I heard Lapeef say one time that this channel is not about just black people dating black people. So my thing is, everything you already argue about is assuming preferences in other black people. So my question is, I'm all about outcomes. If you can't get what you can get in the black men, why are you wasting your time arguing what black men need to do and just date out and get what you want if you are not the problem? And this is what I would dare black men to do. Because I tell black men, it could be a compatibility issue with you and black women, or it could be that you're a loser. You're never gonna know if you don't really change the variables, in this case, the women, to see how different women that are brought up different ways deal with you. So it's not about F black women, thumb the nose at black women. It's really just you understanding more about yourself.
It is greener. Like,
yeah, because it's turf.
What I'm saying is
because it's turf. It's not.
But hey, I'm the talking points nigga. Now remember, Jay Speed is in California. So just understand that. Jay Speed is in California. Big Mike is in Mobile, Alabama. So Jay Speed, this is what, again, why I hammer Jay Speed harder, because Jay Speed is in California talking this turf bullshit. Jay Speed is a Southern Californian, I assume he's from there, talking to a Northern Californian. I want you to understand that. So this ain't no what niggas don't know.
Fucking grass, game changers, it's turf.
All right, come on.
Some grass,
tell that to Kobe.
Ass is better than others, and some ass is better than others. Period. Grass and ass. Now, listen, Brownie said beauty is not use. Yes, it is. You use the hell out of beauty.
Kevin Samuels would completely disagree with that. Now, if you're talking about beauty at the expense of everything, like you 100% beauty, you 0% nothing, there's even still a social value to beauty. So, but this idea, man, that's such bullshit, yo. And I bet you Jay Speed
use it more than you use ugly. That's what.
So this nigga is saying that men should just deal with uglier chicks.
Damn sure. What are you talking about? There's a million uses I can use for beauty. What the hell is wrong with you?
Hey, game changer. Game changer.
Pretend like you don't understand that. No, you know an ugly bitch has harder.
Let me retort.
Well, right quick, I'm talking to Brownie. You know that ugly bitch.
Yeah, I couldn't be on a Lil Peep show. I'd be pulled down.
Last time you just kept talking and then let me answer. Let me answer. This time.
He had to end up his rant, and then you got next Big Mike. Go ahead.
No, stop saying that all vaginas. See, this is the thing. They're invoking communism on your penis. Stop saying that all vaginas are created equal. They're not. Some are better than others, and hotter vagina is better than colder ones. It's better than uglier ones.
You mess with dead people? I ain't never had a cold vagina.
Listen, OG. That is why Finley got the treatment.
He should have said dry, but come on, man.
Oh, he just go to the toilet on me. And Suge Avery got the full Mr. Albert treatment. Why? Because beauty is better. Beautiful women are better than regular women, and there's a higher concentration of beautiful women abroad than there is domestic.
All right. So I understand what you're saying. And yes, you are correct. Physical beauty does reign better abroad.
Thank you.
Yes, it's a lot. So many beautiful bitches, so much competition. But from them, they have to compete.
Not really. So not really. Because if you just look at what the standard of black men have to be here, and you downsize that to what they have to have over there, it's not the same. Because it's not a gynocentric society. But whatever. See, man, this dude's trying to keep up. But let's see what he's got to say.
They're always on point, especially in Latin American countries. I'll give you that. But what I'm talking about for young brothers, man, is getting past just the physical aspect. Physicality and your physical look is yes. That's one thing, yes. But as far as when it comes to choosing a mate, not just somebody to smash, you know what I'm saying? You can smash whoever you want to. This ain't no communism on nobody's penis. I would be the last person. I'd be a total hypocrite if I ever tried to do that. But what I'm saying is find value, usefulness. Beauty is useful in one place, and that's in the bedroom, and it's usually
that's a lie. That is not true what you just said.
Whatever you feel is beautiful, and whatever gets your rocks off. Mm-hmm. But there is value that women can't bring, and there are valuable women, and they're everywhere. Look for the. Hold on. I'll let you go.
I'm finished.
But look for the value. Everything needs to add value to your life. As a black man, yeah, we've compromised a lot. We've compromised damn near everything. Don't throw it away on an Ocean Springs trailer park trash bitch like Brittany Renner because she looked good. That's the lesson PJ.
What are you talking about, dude? Like basically the lesson that PJ needs from you is don't date a mulatto bitch because we need to keep it black because we done compromise everything. So that's like, nigga, what? Yeah, make sure y'all get them likes up. Stop being assholes. Likes are free. Notice how I ain't asking y'all for donations. I'm asking y'all for likes. And don't, and
I get it, but
that's all I'm saying is that's just a car accident away, bro.
I know.
If it's looking good, is a
tell that to Melissa Ford.
Accident away.
Still got the
a house fire away.
Still got the
a pressure cooker explosion away.
So you should get with the
Did you hear what this nigga just said? Nigga, now y'all see why I was doing what I was doing, yo. This did.
After the car accident?
No, bro. What
I'm saying
get with a valuable chick. Get with somebody that brings value. And just because you don't want to fuck it, that might.
You notice how this nigga ain't at all of this value bullshit. This nigga ain't once defined or given an example of a woman bringing value. He's basically just using value at the inverse of looks. I want you to understand it. And then this is the same nigga that's going to evoke Kevin Samuels like he...
be a good thing.
All right.
It's not a good thing if I don't want to fuck her.
It's a good thing for the dude that's with her if you don't want to fuck her.
All right, let me say this. I'm gonna pass it to Ed, but I do want to make sure I get this out there, make this clear.
And that's when I come in, and then that's when I try to bring the shit back to sanity. That sounds just like a nigga from Alabama. They all you like, please, that you ain't seen shit, so you just accept it. Alabama's what, 3 million people in the whole fucking state. That shit is crazy what he just did. But that's the perfect example. These dudes, the way that they talk is they talk as if black men are operating like how black women are operating. Yeah, I'm gonna call him the great value nigga. Like, are you serious? He is literally like, now my question. I'm sorry, grown man. You're an exception to the rule. I believe ARC's wife is out of Mississippi. Exception to the rule. And look, there's Booker Alpharonomy and there's AMS. But this nigga, y'all gotta hold the L for. This is yo nigga. And I know a lot of niggas like that down there. But I'll acknowledge your rebuttal. But if you listen to how that nigga talking, you ain't gonna tell me that ain't no slave shit. And it's Colombia. You gotta put the COLO, Jeffro. Don't do to you. They don't like that. Anyway. We're 116. Much appreciated. I could keep it going, but I think that's enough for right now. Appreciate the one person that subscribed. Much appreciated. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard to the conversation that never ends. Keeping it real. Also, like I said, make sure you all check out some of my uploads that I have out there. Make sure you check out some of my polls. The one that's really going is the one Chloe Bailey versus Lori Harvey. Very interesting. Leave comments on all my polls as well, too, if what I'm saying doesn't, fit in what your sensibilities are. And yeah. I wish Grown Man Business would have came up there, because Grown Man Business would have checked the shit out of that dude. The shit he was talking about is insane. Jerome said, we from the Alabama did not endorse. Oh, you don't. Y'all want to request a trade? Okay. I mean, look, man, it's times when Chicago's got to take their L's light skin. I take my L's when they come through. Y'all say y'all want to request a trade. Y'all want to Ben Simmons' ass. Satan the Sinner is always talking shit about this space. I mean, he did that before. That's nothing new. Satan the Sinner is clout chasing. Let him clout chase. He denounces this space, but he kisses Fresh and Fitz ass. And even though they're technically not in the black manosphere, they are technically a part of the manosphere. So you tell me, why do you say sucking on a dick if you don't like the space? Because they definitely talk about red pill. That's what I'm gonna ask. So that's as far as I'll talk about that. Really, I didn't know that about Lori. So anyway, I appreciate y'all coming through. I really do appreciate that. So, like I said, it's gonna be more stuff to come. In case y'all want to jump in the Discord, email me for the Discord. I will be changing that link. I will be in the Discord a lot more as I finally got, a way to do it without it messing up. So it's gonna be some really good stuff. Yeah, shout out to Game Changer. Definitely subscribe to Game Changer as well. Y'all saw Game Changer holding it down in there. That dude was saying some retarded stuff, Game Changer. He really was. And J Speed was trying to co-sign it. And what makes me mad is like, J Speed, you from California, so I know you know better. But J Speed just be trying to protect these niggas. J Speed is just trying to be a contrarian. They are on that BS. I mean, you could join the Discord. I ain't got no problem with you being in the Discord. That would ease in them get, I'd rather you put all that crap in the Discord. Anyway, make sure y'all check out that video with Grinch as well if you haven't already. Anyway, like I said, man, so we're gonna head out here. Stay tuned, and let me leave the Cash App for y'all to still y'all might want to do it. Let me drop this bullshit down. And this little thing in the back with the black, that's that new feature on StreamYard that makes it so you can do like a frame. So I gotta see about what I want to do with that, but that's coming around. Also, if you want to email me, here is the email. Here is the email. Edward Ames 300K. If you want to send me articles that you want me to do some stuff on. If you want to just ask me questions about whatever. If you want to potentially interview me, what have you. There it is. And yeah, with that being said, this is Edward signing off. Peace.